I'm Kathryn. Welcome to Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. Today I want to talk about the case of the little 2-year-old that was murdered in Las Vegas this month, May 2021. Little Amari Nicholson is dead. He's dead at the hands of his mother's boyfriend, who is now in jail. But that doesn't bring this poor child back, and I'm disgusted with the system. You know, the CPS had been called to this family before, and they closed the case. I know it's a really difficult job for them, and they're damned if they do and damned if they don't. They're damned if they take the kid and they're damned if they don't. But something has to change. This little boy was murdered because he peed his pants and he's 2 years old. Welcome to Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. I'm Kathryn. Hi, and welcome back. Let's talk about this poor little boy, Amari. You know, these stories really make me sick, but I think we do owe it to keep their voice out there. However, as a society, we can keep the message alive. And one way we do that is by talking about it on social media. I try really hard to find the ones that are most important to you as a community, to my subscribers. So I asked for a vote this week, and I gave you 3 options. This option, Amari, got the most percentage of votes. However, the other 2 options I gave you it was neck and neck. So I will do my best to follow those cases as well and to provide you a video on them. But right now, we're going to talk about Amari.
So we're going to come down here and go like this, and then you're going to come down here.
Nevada Child Seekers issued a statewide alert for 2-year-old Amari Nicholson, missing since Wednesday.
Amari needs you to be his voice right now. He needs you to come out here and hand out these flyers, whether you're in Henderson or Summerlin or Anthem.
The nonprofit organized a volunteer search near the last place Amari was seen, the Emerald Suites near Paradise Road and Twain Avenue. The flyers describe the little boy with brown eyes and brown hair.
We're going to keep looking. We're going to keep searching. We just need more people. If this was your child, you'd want everybody searching, so we need you to help us.
This week, Fox 5 heard from Amari's mother, Taylor Nicholson, and her boyfriend, Terrell Rhodes. Nicholson said she was in Colorado when Amari was taken from their Emerald Suites apartment under Rhodes' watch. The mother had told Rhodes someone would be stopping by, but didn't clarify who or why.
This whole story, it sounds confusing. It sounds like we're lying. It sounds like, it's just a big confusion.
The couple then accused an aunt on Amari's father's side of kidnapping the boy. Members on the father's side are now depending on the public for help.
We can't go by what his mom is saying at this point because we don't know what is true and what is not true. We need the public to tell us, has anyone seen Amari?
The family member accused of taking Amari has been cooperating with police. The family tells me several of them have had their home searched. They've turned over ring security videos and their cell phones. A volunteer search group will be out again tomorrow from 11 a.m. until 4 on the corner of Elm Street and Paradise Road.
This little boy is adorable. His mother, Taylor Nicholson, was blessed to give birth to this adorable child. Now, the father of the baby is no longer involved. As far as I can tell, he wanted to be, but lives about 6 hours away from Taylor. Taylor is involved now with a man by the name of Terrell Rhodes, 27 years old. Terrell was released from prison back in December. Terrell is said, this is hearsay, this comes from Taylor's mom, Carrie. She says that Taylor is a prostitute and Terrell is her pimp. I don't know.
I just want my baby. He's a baby.
Tonight, the search for this 2-year-old, Amari Nicholson, is intensifying.
This place he was seen was on Paradise near Sands Avenue yesterday afternoon. That's more than 25 hours ago.
Tonight, the family's offering a $20,000 reward for his safe return.
Fox 5's Lauren Martinez joins us live with the latest on the search for Amari.
Jacqueline and John, Amari Nicholson's aunt first contacted our newsroom about his disappearance. Metro has not released any other information other than that they are asking the public to come forward. Now, there are a lot of conflicting stories from the family, but everyone is just hoping for Amari's safe return.
It's my baby boy. It's my baby boy. It's my baby boy. Yeah.
Sergio Hayes' 2-year-old son is missing. Las Vegas police say Amari Nicholson was last seen Wednesday afternoon near Paradise Road and Twain Avenue. Hayes heard Amari and his mother were staying at the Emerald Suites nearby.
I don't know where he is, and she don't know, and the police don't know. So he's kidnapped. He's gone.
Hayes lives in the Reno area and doesn't have much contact with Amari other than a visit last year in Henderson and several video calls. He's puzzled about whereabouts and upset police are questioning his family.
I don't know who has it. All I'm hearing is that the boyfriend said that my sister picked him up. My sister did not pick him up. And they searched my mom's house. And they searched my stepdad's house. And they searched my sister's house. And they tracked down my brother. Like I did something wrong. If you could track me down, track him down.
Amari's aunt on his father's side is now offering a $20,000 reward for his safe return or information leading to his safe return. Amari's father wants everyone to look out for his son.
Look outside. Tell your kids to look. What if it was your son? I would look for you. I want Amari to be found. Found. Found.
Now, the mother of Amari posted on Facebook claiming she was in Colorado at the time she left Amari with her current boyfriend. In that same Facebook comment, she also accused Hayes' sister of taking Amari. So there are a lot of questions on who had Amari at the time he went missing. Police again are urging anyone with information to come forward. You can remain anonymous. And again, the family is offering a $20,000 reward. Reporting live from Metro's headquarters, Lauren Martinez, Fox 5 News Local, Las Vegas.
On April 30th, the mom, she went to Colorado. She popped a flight on Frontier Airlines and she went to Colorado to help her mother. Her mother's name is Carrie, and Carrie was bit by a dog recently and had to have surgery. So Carrie purchased a flight ticket for both her daughter, Taylor, and her grandson, Amari. And for whatever reason, I don't know, I don't understand, because mothers have an obligation to their child, she took off without Amari and left him in the care of Pimp Daddy Terrell, boyfriend. Ex-con who has had no time to prove he's been rehabilitated if he's only been out since December. We're not even January, February, March, April, May. 5 months ago. 5 months ago. He was in prison more than once, too. So this guy's a bad dude, really. Has not proven to society that he's been rehabilitated. And she leaves her precious, precious, more precious than the most expensive piece of artwork in the best museums. A child. So she leaves her child with this guy, even though her mother bought him a ticket. And then people were like, oh, 2-year-olds don't need tickets. She bought him a ticket. Bottom line, if you are under 2, you don't need a ticket. Once you're 2, you do need a ticket. Babies under 2, they have to stay on their mom's lap in the plane. So even people with babies under 2 that want to put their babies in the car seat, buy a ticket.
Good evening. The family of missing 2-year-old Amari Nicholson says they are desperate for any answers. Thanks for joining us here at 5. I'm Denise Valdez.
Good evening. I'm Brian Loftus. We have team coverage on the search for Amari. Joe Moeller is with crews searching the area he was last seen in. But first, we go to the I-Team's Vanessa Murphy live in studio, who just talked with the child's maternal grandmother, who is in Colorado. It's an interview you are seeing here first on Channel 8.
Brian, Carrie Howard says Amari's mom, Taylor Nicholson, who's her daughter, landed in Colorado to help her recover from surgery on April 30th. She tells me they FaceTimed with Amari that night and he seemed happy, but that's the last time she says she saw her grandson. She says in the following days she did not see her daughter FaceTime with Amari again. Then her daughter said she received a call that he was kidnapped and she rushed back to Las Vegas. She also says she believes her daughter and her boyfriend's story isn't adding up.
We're not thinking that your boyfriend who just gave your son away to a stranger, like you're not finding anything wrong with that. I'm terrified over here. I'm a freaking mess. I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't heal.
She also tells me Amari was also supposed to visit her in Colorado and she purchased a plane ticket for him, but her daughter decided to leave him in Las Vegas with her boyfriend instead. I called Amari's mother, Taylor Nicholson, today. We briefly talked, and when I asked her more about her boyfriend's story, it appears she hung up. Back to you.
So she flies up there, and according to the police records, when she was up there, her and Terrell were having some disagreements via text messages. On May 3rd at around 3 a.m., 3:25, 3:35, I don't know, around the middle of the night hour, Taylor sends Terrell a text message saying the relationship is over and someone is going to come by to pick up her belongings. If you're an abusive asshole and you've got the most prized possession of your girlfriend with you and she's threatening to leave you and you're a sociopath, the writing's on the wall. This little boy is dead. 2 days later, on May 5th, Terrell reaches out to Taylor and says, hey, your baby daddy's sister came by, knocked on the door, said they were there to get the baby. And then in a raw interview, I'll show you a clip, they're asking him about this and he's like, well, yeah, she came to the door. She said she was the dad's sister. And, you know, she said she was there to get Amari. And I went to pack Amari's stuff for her and they left.
Finger pointing and confusion tonight over the disappearance of a 2-year-old boy. Amari Nicholson has been missing for more than 2 days now.
And tonight we're hearing from the boy's mother and her boyfriend, and they're now saying that someone kidnapped him. Fox 5's Joe Viel joining us now with more on what the couple is saying. Joe.
Yeah, that's right. I talked to the couple today. Now, the mother flat out said some of what she's saying may certainly sound confusing to people, but she says someone took her son. She is struggling with a little boy who hasn't come home and wants the public to help find him. It has been 2.5 days since anyone has heard anything about 2-year-old Amari Nicholson.
Panic mode, freaking out, crying, screaming, just my baby's gone.
Amari's mother, Taylor Nicholson, says she got the news her son was missing on Wednesday while she was in Colorado taking care of her mother who was attacked by a dog. She left Amari with her boyfriend, who considers Amari his son, at the Emerald Suites near the Strip. Now, he says Wednesday, just after 6 a.m., someone knocked on the door.
And it was a woman saying that she was her baby daddy's sister. Mm-hmm. And she said she was there to pick up my stepson.
Terrell Rhodes says he called Amari's mom in Colorado.
I turned around to call her to tell her if this is this true, was this really prearranged? And as I'm doing that, she says she don't need anything for my stepson. They got everything they need for him, and basically just took off.
Nicholson says she missed Rhodes' call.
No, I was still asleep, so my phone, I didn't hear the first few calls until it was already too late.
Now, this is where things get a little confusing. The mother tells me she and Rhodes got into an argument about her being away from Vegas and told him someone would be stopping by, but didn't say exactly who and didn't say why they were coming over.
But you didn't know her, though, correct? You never seen her? So did you not know this person you're letting take Amari away?
I mean, from my knowledge, I already was told like someone was gonna stop by, somebody was gonna, but I never knew who. So I still had that in my head that somebody was coming by.
But bottom line, Nicholson says she never gave anyone permission to come and pick up Amari. She says Rhodes did not give Amari to the woman. She took him and just wants him back safe.
In this whole story, it sounds confusing. It sounds like we're lying. It sounds like, you know, it's a whole, it's just a big confusion.
Now, Amari's biological father, who lives in Reno, talked to Fox 5 last night, and this is what he said about Amari's disappearance.
I don't know where he is, and she don't know, and the police don't know. So he's kidnapped. He's gone.
Taylor Nicholson says she wants people to share social media posts and news stories about her son and be on the lookout for him so he can come home safe. And of course, we'll stay on top of this and let you know what's happening. Live at the update desk, Joe Vigil, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
And the newscaster says, well, what did you do then? Oh, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. I ran around and they were gone. And, you know, people, this story was ridiculous. I mean, from the get-go. He was worse liar than Chris Watts. He calls her and tells Taylor, you know, your baby gone, went with the baby daddy family. And Taylor was like, wait. So she calls 911 from Colorado and she tells them what's happening. They look into it and they decide that it's just a civil case, you know, custody dispute between the father and the mother, and they don't do anything about it. Now, here's a post from Taylor in one of the groups. She says, I called Metro at 6:30 a.m. and told them what happened. Dispatch came out and spoke with my boyfriend who had him. I was in Colorado taking care of my mother. One officer called me and spoke with me. My baby daddy's sister came over, who don't have our address, and said that she was here to pick up my son as prearranged at 6 a.m., then leaves with him. The officer lied and told my boyfriend that I was lying and saying that it was okay for my baby daddy to take him, which was never said. And they canceled the Amber Alert and said to get my son back, I have to go to court. I just got back in town and called again, so more officers are on their way to speak with me in person. She hops a plane and she comes back to Las Vegas from Colorado. And at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, she calls 911 again, and she says, my child has been kidnapped, and I need you to help me. They come out, and they investigate. They listen to the story. They wind up saying, okay, let's go look into these baby daddy families. So they checked that family's home in Las Vegas, and in Reno, and in Southern California, and did not find Amari. At that point, the police department decided we need the homicide detectives because they are starting to believe that something seriously terrible has happened to this child. The homicide detectives show up. They search that apartment, motel, no-tel, whatever they live in, and they find blood, spatters of blood of some sort on the walls. They also find a bag in the closet, a plastic bag with soiled child's clothing. They bring Terrell in for investigation to talk to him. They give him a lie detector test, which he fails. And they are like, this is not okay. Bring him back in, and they talk to him again, and he confesses. He says, the baby peed his pants. He's 2 years old. They're not completely potty trained by 2. Sorry. By 3, they're still going to have some accidents. Some babies aren't even potty trained till after 3. So unbelievable. Unbelievable. So he tells them he soiled his pants, and I punched him, hit him with a closed fist several times. His face turned purple. He turned blue, and I tried to do CPR, but it didn't work. Eventually, he says, yes, I took him out of the apartment and got rid of him.
Investigators back out at the scene today where Amari's body was found. It's all new details that our I-team has been on top of for days now. Our David Charnes here with a story that you saw first inside of our app. David?
Yeah, Denise, breaking right now, we are learning that Terrell Rhodes is facing these charges, 4 new charges of resisting a police officer with a firearm and 4 charges of assault on a protected person with a deadly weapon. Now, police say that Rhodes fought with officers, grabbing an officer's gun during his arrest back on Tuesday. Now, those are, of course, in addition to that murder charge. Now, in separate documents, these documents first obtained by the I-team, Rhodes told police he hit the 2-year-old with his fist several times, killing him. Now, police releasing this booking photo today. Investigators say during an interview back on Tuesday, Rhodes told them he got upset after Amari soiled himself. Rhodes told police he hit Amari's body, that is, 2 or 3 times with his closed fist. Now, the report also says Rhodes attempted CPR, but it was just too late. He then carried Amari's body out of the Emerald Suites. This all happening early in the morning Wednesday, last Wednesday, May 5th, the day Amari was reported missing. Now, Amari was in Rhodes' care because his mother, Taylor, was out of state at the time. And Rhodes told our own Joe Moeller and police that a woman had come to pick Amari up, even telling 8 News Now people shouldn't point fingers.
They notified themselves as my girlfriend, baby daddy's sister. And they said they was here to pick up Amari. And notified me that it was already prearranged. What's really sickening is that people is making assumptions, thinking that I have something to do with it. We ain't never do nothing like that to him.
As early as a week ago today, police writing these documents, they found traces of blood on a wall in the apartment and a bag of soiled children's clothing in a closet. Police say Amari Nicholson's mother and Rhodes exchanged text messages and phone calls days before the boy's death, where she told them their relationship was over. We also heard from both sides of Amari's family today about online fundraisers that are in his name. You may have seen those. The family members tell 8 News Now there are no fundraisers, and they are warning people that other people may be trying to take advantage of their grief. I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
There's an interesting thing that happens in this interview because the baby was found behind a wall. I believe it's called the Siegel Hotel, which is very close to their hotel. And the baby was eventually found dead behind that wall. Really surprised that they didn't find his body sooner, because it would have been decomposing by then. And human bodies smell really bad as they decompose. Now, a lot of people are really upset with Taylor, but the police did say, and according to Vanessa Murphy at 8 News Now, she says, Clark County District Attorney Steve Wolfson says investigators found nothing criminal on the part of Amari Nicholson's mother, Taylor. So right now, they're not finding anything criminal in regards to Taylor. There's a lot of speculation and rumor that Taylor knew. My gut is that she didn't. I really think Terrell, this is just my opinion, I really think Terrell was out to get her, punish her in the worst way possible, kill her baby. When they have the Raw conference, she's pretty much aligned with him. I think she believes his story, but she looks over at him a lot. I think her gut is telling her that he's lying. But I think she's super confused and tired and hasn't slept. Now, I do not think that Taylor is a good mom in any way, shape, or form. She left him with this monster. She didn't know the guy would kill him, but you don't leave your child with a random boyfriend who has a criminal record, who probably was abusing you as well. You just don't. And yes, maybe she is a battered woman and has battered woman syndrome as well, but you protect your child. If you can't protect yourself, you protect your child no matter what. That's my opinion. And anyone that can say you don't know, you've never been in that situation, well, actually, I have. And my best friend has, and my best friend is dead. And nobody is looking into it except me. And everybody's shoving it under the carpet. Oh yeah, she was probably just distraught. Her husband was cheating on her. No, he killed her. I am 98.9% positive. But guess what? It's not going anywhere because no one is making noise. I tried to make noise. Anyways, that's a whole other story for another day, but I do know that she was going to domestic violence classes and she was trying to leave. Most dangerous time is when you're trying to leave. Think about that with this case. Amari's mom said she was leaving. She wasn't there to kill. She wasn't there to punch to death, but her baby was. It's pretty much the most reasonable explanation for why he would have killed that baby. Couldn't kill her, she was in Colorado. Couldn't beat the shit out of her, she was in Colorado. Well, what's the next best thing? What's better in a psycho sociopath's mind? And I have personally been in an abusive relationship. Restraining orders, jumped out a window to call 911, literally have been in those people's shoes. And you know what? I got out. I stayed long enough to realize that it was getting worse, and then I got out. And, you know, karma's a bitch because he's dead. Taylor has issues, clearly. People are saying she has to make a living. Her mother says she's a prostitute. She has, I never heard of this before, but she has a book or a website or belongs to some group called OnlyFans, and she has very provocative pictures there. Apparently, you charge money for people to look at your nudie pictures or something. I don't know. I'm not going to find out. I'm not paying to find out. I don't know how deep it goes. But she is part of this community, this OnlyFans. So I don't know. I don't know why. But a mother with a child, you know, she needs more guidance. She needs to clean up her act. She needs to get her ass to school. And yes, you can go to school, and there are programs for single moms, and I deal with this every day at my job. I help people find services, food, housing, especially a mom with a child. So she doesn't have to be a prostitute, and she doesn't have to be on OnlyFans in order to make money. Call it the easy way out, you know? Why would you go to school and have to work and study when somebody can just give you money for showing your boobs? I don't know. Maybe I'm old and old-fashioned, but I worked hard to become an RN, and nothing was handed to me. And I had to do it with little kids. And got divorced literally the year after I graduated from nursing school. Had to deal with all that, childcare, everything else, and working night shift. So it can be done. I say if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm not that special. You know, I'm not. It's not easy. None of it's easy. Life isn't easy. Life is freaking hard. But you know what? You do what you have to do. You chose to have your baby. You didn't have an abortion. You didn't give it up for adoption. You didn't have family members come help you raise your child. You didn't take your baby with you when you went to Colorado. So, very irresponsible. That's at the minimum, very irresponsible. Her lifestyle and the fact that she didn't take her child with her is very irresponsible. That's my soapbox on Taylor. You know?
How come it was important for you to come to court today?
Because this man betrayed me. He hurt me. He took my whole purpose of life away from me. And I don't want him to sit back and think that he's going to get this at all easy.
We can pray for her. We can hope she doesn't continue to become a victim down the road of another sociopath. It's too late for her baby. Her baby's gone, and she's going to have to live with that for the rest of her life.
I'm here to tell you today that Terrell Rhodes has been booked for the murder of Amari Nicholson.
The lieutenant said the boyfriend of Amari Nicholson's mother didn't go down without a fight.
There will be additional charges, however. While the arrest was taking place, Terrell Rhodes chose to fight with police officers, and during the course of that fight was briefly able to retrieve an officer's firearm. That incident was quickly de-escalated, and Rhodes was transported to the Clark County Detention Center and booked accordingly.
Now, as word started spreading of the arrest, Amari's mother sent Fox 5 this social media message saying, quote, "He killed my baby. He just confessed. I'm with Metro now. We'll speak when I'm done." We didn't hear much from Metro when this all happened, with, of course, a lot happening behind the scenes.
During the course of the investigation, it became clear that the circumstances were suspicious. We brought all of the resources of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department to this investigation, including the homicide section. As the investigation progressed, it became very clear to us that Terrell Rhodes was our primary suspect.
There are still many questions lingering as the investigation continues. One big unanswered question: why was Amari murdered? And also not discussed, a possible motive. And I'll be in court tomorrow. We'll have updates on Fox 5 News this morning.
And when Amari was born, Taylor had a boyfriend that adored him and was there when he was born. Not the bio dad, but a boyfriend.
Knowles and Taylor broke up last year, but he's continued to love Amari like his own.
October 26th, man, changed my life.
Jacquees Knowles held Amari Nicholson the day he was born.
I thought, from having a child, things would be difficult. That's another life, a human being you have to take care of. And when I got him, things just were so easy, just so, magical.
Knowles isn't Amari's biological father, but was with his mother, Taylor Nicholson, from day one of Amari's life.
He was just a calm, sweet baby, man. He was never difficult. Never. I already knew he was into sports because that was our, the pictures I have, that's mostly why we would sleep together on the couch, watching ESPN News.
Knowles said he and Taylor broke up over the summer, and the last time he saw Amari was November of last year. News of his murder knocked him off the floor.
My neighbor had to come pick me up off the floor because I'm hysterical. I don't want to leave the house. I don't know what to do. I'm beyond hurt. I don't know where to place this anger.
Knowles said after the vigil, he'll go home and cherish the memories he had with Amari, who he calls his son.
I'm just being level-headed right now for this and this situation of the scene. Oh, but when I go back home, I'm going to ball up in my cover and I'm going to look at our pictures. I'm going to hold his favorite teddy bear, his favorite Mickey Mouse teddy bear. I'm going to hold the blanket that we got made for Christmas. Mickey Mouse was his favorite character. I just want to be here and be in peace, pay respects to my son and just be as peaceful as possible, man.
So thank you for watching. If you're new here, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you know when I post new videos. I am trying to spit them out as fast as I can. Again, like I've said a million times, I work 40 hours during the week, but on my days off, I do the best I can to get you videos. And don't forget to keep your eyes and ears open for the book I am co-authoring with my subscriber and channel member, Ron. She's doing a fantastic job with this book. We have a lot of really good information that we've gathered, that we've put together, and the entire book, the purpose of the book is to find justice for J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan. So thank you for watching Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. I'm Kathryn. If you want to become a channel member, click that. It's $1.99 a month. It would help my channels tremendously, and you get to come into our Discord. With that membership, you get the emojis. We do a monthly happy hour. We do a movie night in Discord, and it's fun. It's a great community, and we talk about the cases. So thanks so much. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I appreciate you, and hit that like button. Bye-bye.